Investigations confirmed it was PG&E's above-ground infrastructure which caused the Camp Fire.
Action News Now anchor Haley Watts reports that as the town of Paradise rebuilds, it's made one thing very clear. Utility lines must go underground.
Got the keys to this place and never thought a year, literally 1 year to the day, that I'd be evacuating my house.
When the sheriff's office lifted the Camp Fire evacuation order, Angela Alford looked at the rubble where her home once stood, but what she saw was a future much brighter than the destruction.
I've been Googling and Pinteresting and, thinking of things that I want to do for the yard, and I'm just excited when I can have a house back on this property.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a bigger kitchen. First thing I'm going to make is cupcakes and probably lasagna and maybe some salmon. I'll probably be feeding half of Paradise the first day I get home.
Alford said she's not afraid to rebuild in a high fire danger zone. Things will be different this time.
Put all that stuff underground. I think that's going to be a real positive for the town. We're going to be the town to look forward or to look to for fire safety, and it's going to be a town that people will learn from in the future, as to what to do and what not to do.
As the town of Paradise rebuilds after the Camp Fire, it asked PG&E to put 190 miles of power lines underground.
Paradise has been envisioning wider roads and other ways to make safer egress during an emergency, and one of the things I identified was a problem was down power poles and power lines during the fire.
But it's not just power lines. The town wants all utilities underground. Town Council passed a Dig Once ordinance in October to limit trenching to once every 5 years per area. It's a push to get cable, internet, and other service providers to put a conduit underground whenever PG&E digs a trench. A main driver for the ordinance is that the less often that they do the trenching work, the less often they have to stop traffic for it. AT&T and Comcast both let the town know they're thinking about going underground, but they're not ready to commit. Brandon Delgado is nearly done rebuilding his home. The power lines on his street, they're already underground.
The fiber optic lines are on the new telephone poles.
Okay.
So I would assume that they would be dropped underground with the rest of the lines. I just kind of assumed that we would have it in place with the PG&E lines.
Yeah.
So there's always that option to have satellite internet, but man, that's a big concern.
Plus, the underground utility plan will take several years to finish. So for now, rebuilders have to buy a temporary power pole to get on the grid. But many say the investment and facing the unknown is worth it.
I have faith that it's all going to work out. I don't know if that means making the wrong decision, then having to go back and change the decisions that were made, but I have faith that it's going to work itself out.
If we can at least learn the things not to do in the future and be able to move forward and correct those mistakes and just make Paradise a better town as far as safety, then those 86 lives that we lost were for nothing.
On the Ridge, Haley Watts, Action News Now.